it is July, and I'm coming at you hot today from the forest and my porch where I usually do readings. Timmy's back there having the best time of his life. It's a beautiful day. We're happy. We're full. And it is the month of July, and I like to do some general readings as I start off the month. I did a very general reading one that got posted yesterday. Now I'm going to do another general reading. But this one's going to be in relation to love. And we're going to get a little deeper. So we're going to do masculine, feminine energies within, without, and then we're going to check in with the shared energy overall. So maybe a 5-card spread is the intention, but you never know. Sometimes it gets crazy. We'll see what comes forward. All right, so connecting with the internal feminine first. You know, I hope you guys don't mind my shuffling forward as I do these drawings. I feel like it builds more suspense, and I like reading the cards in the moment. I feel like that's when the freshest messages come through. So hopefully it's not too monotonous. I bet most of you who listen to just like put me on in the background anyway. All right, so moving forward with the masculine next, internal. All right. Oh, I did have these holding in a weird way. Okay, so now we're going to go to the external. I'm going to pull them all out today and then read. Sometimes that's fun. Sometimes it's more fun doing it piece by piece. So this is the external energies as it relates to the feminine. Oh, 2 cards came out. We're already past. Interesting. All right, and for the masculine, shot right out. All right, we got a party going on. And tuning in for both of them for the shared energy of the whole and what this looks like in the physical world. All right, well, Spirit has given me a lot of very interesting cards here. Okay, so we are beginning with the feminine here. We have reversed the Empress, all right? So the green mother, the 3. This kind of came out one way and then I set it down another way. So I feel like there's not, this card doesn't need to be interpreted any which way or the other. We can look at it this way. There's been a lot of messages coming through about reversed perspective and opening up to new truths, to new ideas. Sometimes these reverse cards and this coming down, it's kind of a message to surrender to the divine is what I've been feeling. Like there's so much divinity moving through us, and the more we can deepen into trusting that, the deeper our process is going. I am feeling a lot of maternal energy from this card. Obviously it's the Empress. But I guess what I mean by it, I'm feeling a lot of the feminine as the nurturer coming through. Okay, so I'm feeling like the soft queen, the soft but strong queen. So it's just someone who's really just like a nice, strong mother who can hold her boundaries and like also hold you simultaneously, or hold her beloved. Like she's just really in her essence and power. I feel, and this will come up in a little bit, but I feel like this one really ties into the woman who's in the Lovers card as well in this particular deck. Like I really just feel like she's in her strength, like in her warrioress, like she's in all of that. I'm literally just describing the Empress card, but I'm feeling so much power from this and like fertile awesomeness. So for the masculine internally, we have the Seeker of Boons. So this would be the Knight of Boons, the Knight of Pentacles. And this card being reversed, I think it's again an invitation to connect more with Spirit, and to allow Spirit to move through, to like trust the process of the divinity. Usually when I draw this card in this particular deck, it's always like proceed but with caution, right? Proceed, but I'm not even getting caution here. I'm getting more of like proceed but with more knowledge. Like do your research, like talk to more people, get more insights and perspectives that is beyond your own. Now I really love these 2 cards together. Like they both feel very strong, trusted, like balanced feminine, and there's a lot of heart energy going on in this. So, you know, of course we're connecting in the realms of love. So like, how does this relate to the masculine and feminine? You know, if we've got both of these energies within us, that means we are really cultivating what that is within so that we can have it without. So that all feels really good. Now, what's interesting is this Knight of Pentacles also came up with this Knight of Pentacles, and this is for the external, for the feminine, except she got two cards that came out. First was this one on bottom and this one on top, okay? So usually when I get two cards out, how I kind of read it is like, this is the thing that was being healed, and this is the new energy coming in to heal it, okay? So this gives me an indication here that, you know, the masculine perspective, either within us or that we're experiencing externally, is grounding in and is showing up with greater presence, with greater awareness, with greater knowledge. I also think that this means that there's been a lot of healing going on. So if this is more external energy showing up, it means that this woman has not been afraid to share what has hurt her previously in the past. That she sat with her woes and her heartbreaks and all of that, and really did like conscious work to transmute it. I've been getting a lot of fertility energy in the cards in general, so I do feel like the feminine as a whole is birthing something new. This could relate to little humans, it could relate to bigger projects, it could relate to the new earth. But I feel like there's been a big transmutation of these past hurts, and I love holding this back. It's even like looking back. When I look at it, it feels just more like she's on the ground than looking forward. But this feels like letting go of past hurts. And the masculine feels to be showing up and holding that process simultaneously. I think a lot of times, because there's been, you know, whether you've had a hard love life in this life, or if it was past lives, or just how it's tied into your karmic lineage, or what you've seen, or whatever, like whatever story it is that you have most commonly been present to and been walking, I do feel like we are letting a lot of those stories go. The thing that comes up for me the most is like the old fairy tales are were stories about our self-empowerment, right? It's overcoming our own individual fears. And I felt like they were more written for women than we got to see typically, like the journey of the masculine perspective within those. Good example being all of the Disney movies. Woo! Look at them zoom by on their bikes. Sorry you couldn't see them. I didn't really look either. But wow, the wind is bringing great messages today. So anyway, what I'm saying is, like, I feel like those are kind of the old fairy tales. Those were the old magic books that helped guide us along before. Now, the masculine wasn't really given, in most of those stories, a strong tool. I guess they get the more hero journey stories, and we get the fairy tales. Of course, we are heroes and lovers in all of those tales combined. But we're working right now on starting to realize and understand the full capacity that is available to us as it relates to the happily ever after. Okay. And, but in order to get there, we have to transmute the old stuff from the old stories. And that transmutation doesn't just happen alone. You can do a lot within your own inner process. But I know for myself, the external process of like, hey, this is where we came from, where are we going now, is important. All right, so for the masculine here, we have the Four of Wands, okay? Now, for me, the Four of Wands is always the celebratory energy. It feels very union-based. It feels very weddings. I believe the Four of Wands itself is like the 1111 card, right? So there is like a twin flame soulmate type dynamic. Now, I don't get lost into the labels of needing to call anybody one thing or another. I think that we get to choose who we want to journey with, and it's not hard to fall in love or feel connected with someone, especially the more you do your inner heart work. It's pretty, like, true connection comes from being regulated. And as we regulate, we love more fully. Before that, we're just kind of grasping onto all these pieces. Now, once we've regulated and we're in this love, then it really comes to this place of choice of who is it that I want to create with? Who is it that I want to grow with? Who is it that I want to XYZ with? And we start to get to explore that. And I really feel like the masculine component, both within us and externally, is getting clearer within themselves of how do we navigate this journey together, and what are we going to do here. All right, so And this is really reflected here coming up next. So I asked of like the physical manifestation. We're using the traditional tarot here. So this came out underneath this, okay? So again, what did I say when there's two cards that fall out? A lot of times this is the thing that's being healed by this, okay? Which is exactly what I got from these other cards. Now, you know, we go from the 9 of Swords to the 10 of Swords, all right? And, you know, 10, we've got like ultimate completion. These are the final steps. This is like the endings coming to a close. So this is exactly what I'm saying, right? This is the ending of the old fairy tales. You know, it might be the ending of the solo life as we merge deeper into these union energies, both within ourselves and with each other. And, you know, as we really get into and we make these choices, and that's why I said this woman here reminded me of the Lover in this deck on the Lover's card, and then the Lover cards came out, right? So I'm feeling like a lot of temperance also with this card, and that came out in yesterday's reading. We had reverse temperance came forward, and I think that's representative of like maybe the work that's going on in the reading that we did yesterday is actually kind of applying here. Like everybody's doing that deep inner process to shed this consciousness of lack, this consciousness of loneliness, this consciousness like, and it's not that we're not still going to have those feelings and sensations. Like we have a full emotional experience, and that's part of what's being great on earth. However, like the goal is that our dominant states are more up in that upper realm because we're meant to have fun. Kids are generally pretty happy. We're meant to live our lives in those sorts of states most of the time. So I really love this energy that's coming through here with the Lovers on top of the 10 of Swords, because I really feel like it is this comforting, it's this healing. There's more harmony and truth and rebalancing really feels like it's occurring. And, you know, sometimes it is the masculine that holds it down for the feminine when she's like off on a good one. And sometimes it's the feminine like walking in the depths of darkness with the masculine. Like we do take turns in this, and sometimes it doesn't feel reciprocal in the moment, but it's like know your lane and know which one you're in, and are you in the carpool lane ultimately. And I think that that's part of this like new ideas moving forward. I am going to draw, we're going to do for the third energy a Lumerian card to guide us forward here for this month of July. And I think, you know, a lot of us have been talking about these deeper unions coming forward. And to me, it's just like, well, who's the one who's going to step forward to do the work with? Because you can't do the work with people who you can't talk to. You know, I think some people really hold it down in spirit, and that's not my path anyway. It might be yours, but and there's no judgment there. But I do really find that I know for myself, it's like I want to be doing the work. I want to be talking about it. I want to be doing it with a person, and I want to be doing it with a person, if you know what I mean. And now all the creepy people on the internet start sending me emails. If you want to send me an email because you want a reading, my readings are pretty reasonable, right around the realm of $1 a minute, maybe a little bit more than that. Just send me an email at prismhealers@gmail.com, and that's the rate at the time of this video. I probably shouldn't say that in the video because it might shift over time, and you might see this 3 years from now and be like, that's the reading I needed today. Okay, so our last two cards of today are Gracious Receptivity, Reciprocity. I think I'm saying that right. Reciprocity. Anyway, you get what I'm saying. And I'm just going to read the back of this card because I love these cards. If there were a manual for an optimal human experience, one of the most potential points would be gratitude. It is the backbone of all spiritual practice. When we shift our perspective from what we are lacking, needing, and desiring, we temporarily place the survival factor with the resonance for thriving. Giving and receptivity is a two-way flow. Each allows space for the other. Gratitude, self-love, self-worth are all interwoven in the capacity to receive. Together, they nourish your soul. Step into your heart space by listing all that you are grateful for, and notice how full you start to feel. From here, your gifting capacity can spiral upward. All right? And the grounding energy with this card was movement into balance, okay? So we've got the sun and the moon, the masculine and the feminine, we've got water, earth, fire, we've got all the elements in card. I'm feeling, and we got these sacred little feathers or leaves like dancing around, and we have this sacred spiral moving forward. So the message is the same throughout the reading, which is always nice when that happens. Sometimes they'll throw you a wild card and you're like, wait, what does this mean? But this is all on point, and it also really ties in with the other energies that I read in the video yesterday. So I will put that at the end of this video, so please tune into that if you feel like you need a little bit more. If you feel like you need a little bit more, we can also just do a personal reading, so send me a message. But we are graciously moving into receiving. This is movement into balance as we learn to give and receive equally. So that feels really good to me. I'm pretty excited about the realm of love, romance, and relationships as it relates to the month of July, or whenever you're watching this video, because it's movement into balance. It's giving and receiving. It is this lover Gemini energy, which does, bring kind of that scales balance moving forward. So anyway, I hope it wasn't inappropriate where I accidentally just poked my finger. Whoa, sorry. Anyway, I hope you have a great day. Thanks for tuning into these videos. If you like me, like this channel, like the video, leave a comment in the video. Whatever you need to do, I would love to connect with you, and I love to know that people are watching, and that's nice, because that's why we're here. We're spreading the good word. All right, many blessings. Aho!